Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 7 of the Baby Back Rib Show. Cole is finally back. He is not on IR anymore. He is back and in person, ready to do episode number 7.
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I was on a bender for my 21st birthday, so couldn't make it for last week's episode. But I'm sure you were all left in the great hands of Otto. You got to watch a little Fortnite gameplay last week along with the podcast.
Yep.
So you got more bang for your buck.
Yep, exactly, man. I bet you weren't expecting that, even though I
Yeah.
got 4th place. I thought I was going to win, but
Yeah.
it's
Unfortunately, no Fortnite this week.
I'm sorry, guys. I knew you guys were kind of coming back for that, but I apologize. But yeah, quite a entertaining week, I would say. Last week, the NFL was starting off with a Thursday night upset between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Patriots beat the Steelers 21-18 to kick off week 14. And I don't know if anyone watched this game, to be
I
honest.
I tuned in to check the score. I saw it was 21-3, and I automatically tuned out. So I caught about like a good 30 seconds of this game.
Okay. Well, I was working for this game and I had I had no sadness or no regret whatsoever. Because even if I was at home, I would probably rather gouge my eyes out than watch this fucking game.
It happened.
But it happened. It happened, and I'm glad it happened because the Steelers lost again to another 2-win team. You love to see it, honestly.
Oh yes, because last week or the week before this, they lost to my Arizona Cardinals.
Yes. Unfortunately, you weren't here to
Yeah, I couldn't gloat.
gloat that win, but
Yeah.
I kind of did for you a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was my Super Bowl 43. So
Yeah.
basically, the Cardinals beating the Steelers was we won the fucking Super Bowl, baby.
Exactly.
So yeah, Super Bowl champion Arizona Cardinals.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a really, really good showing for Bailey Zappi. At
Yeah.
least in the first half, had a really good game. Mitch Trubisky just tried to Uncle Rico every single throw in this game, apparently, is what I heard. Once again, I didn't watch it, but
Yeah, I heard there was like a 4th and short play, and then he decided to just
rocketed that thing downfield.
try to throw it over the mountains.
Yeah. But I mean, Mitch is gonna Mitch. Apparently, Connor Hayward gets in on some throwing action. Who is that? Is that their tight end?
Yeah, I think he's one of the tight ends. I want to say he's their second tight end.
Is that Cameron Hayward's brother by chance?
Yeah, younger brother.
Oh, nice. Okay, I knew I recognized that name, but I knew his name wasn't Connor. So, but yeah, the Patriots finally get back in the win column, and the Steelers doesn't look too good, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah. Have you seen the rumors about Belichick maybe heading out?
Heading out of New England
Yeah.
and into the retirement home or to another team.
I don't know. I want to say it was either yesterday or Monday. There was a story circling around about how this could be Belichick's last year in New England. So, I don't know how true that is, but it's just gonna be if that does come to fruition, it's gonna be really weird to see Belichick coaching elsewhere, maybe, and then the Patriots without Belichick.
If I'm Belichick, I'm taking this season and I'm done. I'm retiring. You don't want to tarnish your image anymore, and especially by going to another team.
Yeah,
I heard some like Belichick to LA rumors, like the Chargers.
maybe.
It'd be kind of gnar.
Yeah, I mean they'll definitely have an opening at the end of the season. I would hope. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
So this next game makes me very excited to talk about. The Baltimore Ravens defeat the LA Rams 31-37 on a walk-off punt return touchdown by Tylan Wallace. And just another game where the Ravens want to tarnish my heart health in every way possible, where you see them win and lose this game like 1,000 times towards the end of the game. And I just remember getting so happy about the Ravens winning after they scored that Zay Flowers touchdown, and then checking my phone like 5 minutes later because I was a little busy. I'm not gonna lie. During most of this game, I couldn't watch all of it. But I checked my phone, and the Rams were like at the Ravens like 20 something yard line
Yeah.
within like 30 seconds, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I thought it was about to happen again, but so I had to tune on the game on my phone, and I finished the game and watched that punt return touchdown live on my phone, and I was freaking the fuck out, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, as like a neutral fan, this was a really good game.
And not one that people expected to be this good, because I know people were worried about the conditions before the game. It was all rainy and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for the Baltimore Ravens or the LA Rams. They both show out, both these offenses.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say I mean,
Aren't you still a Lamar Jackson fantasy owner?
I am, yes.
So this makes you happy, right?
Yeah. Even though I'm out of the fantasy
Out of the
playoffs,
playoffs.
didn't do enough to make it in this year. We'll be back next year
It's
though.
all good. It's all good.
But this is a really good game overall. Like I said, as a neutral fan, and I mean Matthew Stafford, I thought looked really good in this game. He made a lot of great throws. And honestly, like I think the Rams, if they continue to win like this, they'll sneak into the playoffs as a 6 or 7 seed. And honestly, I'm excited to see what they can do as a playoff team, because this was kind of supposed to be like a short little like rebuild year for the Rams.
It
Not a lot of
was.
people expected them to like
Compete.
to be very competitive just because of how they did last year. But I mean, their main guys are healthy, and they have a ton of just young dudes on this team that are
Those young
exceeding
guys are coming.
expectations. Yeah, yeah, they coming.
They're
Um,
coming hard.
yeah, like I mean, obviously you got guys like Nakua and Kyron Williams on the offense, and I mean on the defense outside of like Aaron Donald, it's just a bunch of dudes. It's
Just
just
dudes being dudes.
it's just dudes being dudes out there.
For sure.
You got Raheem Morris, one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. It could be a head coach for like so many teams, but he's just staying with the Rams and working with that defense. So the Rams are just in a really good spot right now. They finally have their first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the season, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And yeah, and then for the Ravens, Odell Beckham's kind of come on and looked like a wide receiver one lately.
Yeah, he's
And
been looking good.
yeah, he's been looking really good. And that's I mean, that's obviously good to see. That's what you paid him to be. He's kind of your wide receiver one. So I mean, that's all you could really ask for there. And then, you talked about it, the Tylan Wallace punt return touchdown.
Yes, sir.
That was
In replacing Devin Duvernay for the
Yeah.
punt return duties.
Yeah, that was awesome to see because I remember Tylan Wallace, him coming out of Oklahoma State. I remember him being picked up by the Ravens in the draft. And I was like, I just thought that was a pretty underrated signing,
Yeah.
or an underrated draft pick, I should say, because I thought Tylan Wallace in that draft class was like one of the like 10 best receivers there. So it was a good pickup for them, and it's good to see him make a big play for this team. I mean, he literally won the game for them. So yeah, you love to see it.
Yeah, man. So really happy about that. I will say that the Ravens schedule starts to get really fucking hard after this. I know we play the Niners on Christmas, play the Dolphins at some point. And I want to say we play another team that's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, their last 4 games: Jags, Niners, Dolphins, Steelers.
That's a tough schedule, and especially like people underestimate that Steelers matchup. I know the Steelers don't look good right now, but I'm telling you what, any AFC North team that plays each other just plays just
I
three
mean,
times as good.
every division game, is going to be like that.
Oh
So,
yeah, but
yeah.
AFC North specifically, I feel like even more they just
Yeah.
go like the Steelers play so much better against the Ravens for some reason. But I don't know. I think it'll really prove that the Ravens are about that life, which they are. So
Yeah, I mean, they're in a good spot right now. They're still 2 games ahead of in the AFC North. Still the 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
So,
and
I
guess
mean,
who's right on their tail?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Joe fucking Flacco.
Oh, yeah.
Right on their tail for the AFC North.
We'll get to that, man. The elite QB coming back to the NFL,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. All right. So let's move on to this next game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the Atlanta Falcons 29-25 And also at the same time, they take first place in the NFC South with this win. They're 6-7, and they currently, as the playoff picture stands right now, they would be playing the Eagles at home in the wild card round.
I think we should just abolish the AFC South.
NFC South.
Or yeah, the NFC South. My bad.
Well, yes, but at the same time, there's always a division like this every year.
Yeah, and it always sucks.
It always sucks.
It always sucks.
It always
dude.
sucks. But it's just hard to freaking like. A couple years ago, it was the NFC East, who's now rocking. Well, just the top two teams. But I remember when the NFC East was around, and
Yeah,
forget who even got into the playoffs.
like
but
last year when it was the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants.
no. I'm talking like the way the NFC South is right now. It used to be the NFC East a couple years ago
Oh yeah, I remember
when
that.
every
yeah.
team was just mid like this.
Yeah, when the Commanders made it, when they were still a football team, I think. And
Yes.
they had the Taylor Heineke game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know what? You love to see it. Desmond Ritter, 347 passing yards in this game. Drake London finally has a breakout game with 172 yards receiving. Kyle Pitts gets in the end zone. And Rashad White continues to look good for the Bucs and getting everything in their offense.
I mean, the big story here, Kyle Pitts got a touchdown.
That's not his first on the year, is it?
No, it's
no,
not.
but it's just like
it's
rare.
his second.
Okay. Whoa. All right. Thank goodness.
Yeah, doubling his touchdown count on the year. Good for you,
Wow.
Kyle Pitts.
But yeah, I mean, not much to talk about any games that involve NFC South teams.
Yeah, I mean, you
But,
got in the NFC South, you got 3 teams tied at 6 and 7.
yikes.
So
you got the Buccaneers, Falcons, and the Saints, all 6-7,
yeah, it's a real bloodbath over there.
playing for that first round exit.
Yeah,
Respect.
I feel bad for fans of any NFC South team.
Well, I mean, if you're a team of or if you're a fan of one of those teams, you're at least happy that you have a chance to play one playoff game.
Yeah, I guess.
You know. Okay, so this next game, the Chicago Bears defeat the Detroit Lions 28-13. Just absolutely. And before I even get really into this game, I just need to say we did not cook with our pick'ems last week.
Yeah.
I mean, you also weren't here, but we still, even if you were here, we still would have sucked because there's so many upsets this week. But yeah, the Bears defeat the Lions 28-13, and the Chicago Bears looking better than the Vikings at this point?
I mean, as a team, like as they've been like performing recently. Yeah. Like, and I would just say
I'd say the Bears have been playing good recently.
Yeah, they've Let me look.
What was their last week?
Yeah, they're in their last 4, they're 3-1.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Not the best like competition here. You beat the Panthers, the Vikings, the Lions, but I mean, you know, any improvement is good improvement for the Bears, and you know they're starting to win some games, and they're starting to kind of figure it out a little bit on both sides of the ball. You know, Montez Sweat, that trade is looking better and better each week, I feel, and yeah, like you know they came out and they performed and they won this game.
You know, I would just say that I don't know if this is more of a fact of if it's a Bears statement game or if it's a Lions statement game in terms of maybe you got to be a little bit worried, especially about this defense, the secondary.
I'm pretty worried about the Lions for both.
Are they frauds? They might be.
They're looking
fraudulent.
a little fraudulent. Yeah, because like you said, their defense
is atrocious.
has not been good at all this year. Like
and Jared Goff has been so inconsistent as well.
Yeah, he's looked pretty bad recently. And it kind of makes me question. You know, it makes me think that the Lions do have some quarterback questions.
The goofball.
Because yeah, I'm not really rocking with the goofball. I've never been super high on Jared Goff, and I don't know. I mean, the Lions just decided to stick with him.
I mean, I like Jared Goff. I think he's a good quarterback, but I think he has to be a lot more consistent, especially when he's on a contender. Like, and he's been on a contender before. He's been to the Super Bowl before. He knows what it's like. But
Yeah, but
if he wants to get back there, he's got to be more consistent.
I feel like the roof for Jared Goff without Sean McVay is only so high. And I
Yeah,
feel like that'll only take you so far. And like without a guy like Sean McVay at the helm, I don't believe that he's the type of quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl.
but do you think Jared Goff is above average?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say so. I would say he's probably like a top like 15 quarterback in the league. Like I don't have like a list of like who I would rank where, but I would definitely put him in the top half for sure.
Okay, I respect that because I also think I don't think he's like elite, but I think he is. Like I don't think he's like Joe Flacco level, but I think he's pretty good. I would say he's above average.
Yeah, I'd say he's a fine quarterback. You know, he's serviceable. You're obviously gonna win games with him, as you see the Detroit Lions are 9-4. Um, but I don't think he's the type of guy that's gonna win you a Super Bowl.
He's not that guy.
Yeah, not that guy, pal.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of panic time for not panic time, but it's kind of like kind of want to get worried for the Lions here.
Yeah, their dominant reign over the NFC North is gonna last maybe a year. So
All right, let's move on to the next game. As the Cincinnati Bengals defeat the Indianapolis Colts 34-14. Jake Browning is that guy, man.
I gotta say this team does look pretty good,
He's that
even
guy,
with
dude. I'm
even
telling
with
you,
Jake Browning here.
he looks good, man. In a battle of elite backup quarterbacks, Jake Browning won over Gardner Minshew,
Yeah,
the elite of backup quarterbacks.
yeah. I mean, two former Pac-12 quarterbacks here going at
Where
it.
did Jake Browning go? Do you know?
He went to Washington, and Gardner Minshew went to Washington State. So
Ooh,
yeah, little rival, little rivalry
little
game there.
rivalry, I guess, if you want to say.
Yeah.
Um,
The Bengals, they low key dominated this game, especially their defense against the run. The Colts rushing could not do anything in this game,
yeah.
and
Uh,
that's kind of what killed their offense mainly.
Yeah. Um, I mean, and Jonathan Taylor has been out with an injury.
Yeah,
He's on what? He's not on IR, is he?
I
Did
think he
they
might
put
be.
him back on
I think he
IR
might be back on there.
with that thumb injury or whatever he had? I can't
Yeah,
remember. But that definitely doesn't help your running game when your top rusher, your most talented rusher, is not even playing.
yeah,
But it you still got to play better than that, especially against a Bengals team that's so banged up right now. But what's really interesting to me is that Jake Browning really spread the ball out in this game. Where like in the Jaguars game, he threw for over 300 yards and like half, not half of it, but just under half of it went to all to Jamar Chase.
yeah. It was like all like screen passes to Jamar,
Yeah, and
basically.
in this game, you see something that's very different. Jamar Chase only has 3 catches, and he's got a lot of people that he's spreading the targets out to. So I mean, it's good to see. I mean, that's something that usually like a backup quarterback when they come in, they'll start just chucking it to his safety blanket, which would be Jamar Chase in this instance. But a backup quarterback that's really comfortable, he's going to start passing it to guys around him that you know want to get the ball, and he starts making it happen for them like an elite quarterback would. So
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like the Bengals like opened up the playbook a lot more for Jake Browning in this game because I mean like we were talking about earlier like in the Jaguars game for the Bengals like it seems like the whole first quarter their passing game was just screen pass to Jamar, screen pass to Jamar, screen pass to Jamar,
yeah, yeah,
and it was getting very predictable. And I mean, you still saw a good amount of screen passes in this game, but they definitely made a lot more throws downfield and a lot more throws over the middle as well. And I mean, that's just what you want to see from your quarterback is just put your trust in your quarterback
yeah.
to make big plays, and that's kind of what they did here, and that's why you saw them win by 20 points.
Yeah, man, a huge statement win for them, and happy for them.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
Even though they're my divisional opponent, I think it would be kind of cool to see him get into the playoffs with Jake Browning. But that also just means this team's kind of scary because even without Joe Burrow, they're getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Bengals, like, I don't know what you are looking forward to, because it's like, on one hand, like, you kind of like Joe Burrow's out for the year, and you're thinking, okay, we'll miss the playoffs, we'll get a high draft pick maybe, and we'll use that to take a receiver, because at the end of the year, both T Higgins and Tyler Boyd free agents, so you're kind of worried about the receiving game there, and you're thinking, you can miss the playoffs and get a higher draft pick and use one of those on a receiver, like a Keon Coleman or a Roma Dunze from Washington, one of those guys. And I mean, I don't know, they're kind of in a weird situation, and it'll be interesting to see what happens for the rest of the year for the Bengals.
Yeah, I agree. This next game, man, the Cleveland Browns defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 31-27. What a freaking game, dude! The Cleveland Browns are 8-5 somehow, and they have started 4 different quarterbacks at this point.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. I fully stand by my midseason coach of the year pick and Kevin Stefanski. What he is doing right now is absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, it's easy when you got an elite quarterback at your side.
I mean, you've heard former President Donald Trump go on to say Joe Flacco is an elite quarterback. Even here at at the ripe old age of 38, he's out here, just signing on to teams' practice squads and winning them games.
Let me tell you, as a Ravens fan, Joe Flacco probably had the best playoff run of all time as a quarterback. He beat Andrew Luck and the Colts in the wild card round. Then he beat, I'm trying to remember the order of things. He beat Peyton Manning in Mile High in the divisional round. He beat Tom Brady at Gillette Stadium in the conference championship. And then he beat prime Colin Kaepernick in the Super Bowl with the lights turning off.
Shout out Beyonce.
Honestly, it was ridiculous. He did this with throwing 0 picks. 0 interceptions. He did this.
Elite.
Sure, he had a great defense, but honestly, those games were all...
Oh, you're talking about back then?
Yeah. No, I'm saying like back then he had Ray Lewis was in fucking he was old, dude. He was like his last season he played. Ed Reed was same thing, getting old. His defense was getting older, and he kept them in the Ravens offense in the games. Like, that dude had, I would say, the best, most awesome playoff run of all time. So put some respect on my man's name. And now he's about to do it again with the Browns.
I do have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to feel when Joe Flacco inevitably plays the Ravens in the playoffs?
That would be a fucking fantastic AFC Championship game. Joe Flacco versus the Ravens. That would be insane. I would rather have that than the Ravens versus Chiefs or the Ravens versus Dolphins. I don't care, dude. Give me the Browns versus Ravens. That would be amazing. How would I feel, though? Obviously, I want the Ravens to win. But if the Browns somehow won, if Joe Flacco beat his former team and the Browns went to the Super Bowl, it would be a what is it called when it's
it'd be bittersweet.
Bittersweet, because on one hand, I want to see my favorite team going to the Super Bowl. On the other hand, it's fucking Joe Flacco going back to the Super Bowl at 40 years old, and he's bringing the Browns to the Super Bowl for the first time in their franchise history. That would be insane. I would like it, but give me that AFC Championship, man, any day of the week.
Yeah, man. I mean,
but hey, you know what? Trevor Game Manager Lawrence, 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, no, he fucking sucked in this game.
He was horrible.
As a Lawrence Truther in this game, he sucked. And honestly, why is he even playing? The week... Shit. My bad, sorry. It's very serious right now. 6 days before, this dude couldn't even walk off the damn field. And 6 days later, they put some fucking horse tranquilizers in his ankle. They're like, come out there and play, bud. Why?
This is what happens.
Why
this is what
would
happens
you do
when you
that?
play Joe Flacco. You're not 100%. You better bring your fucking A game.
hey, we know you just sprained your ankle like 6 days ago. You ready to go against Myles Garrett and the Browns? Like, good luck. I know your main target's out for the rest of the season, so you just got to improvise and figure it out yourself, bud.
Wait, who?
Christian Kirk,
He's out for the year?
I think so, or I think
Wait, what?
it's like a 6 to 8 week
Did I
injury
miss something?
that he got in that Monday night game.
So you'd have to play in the Super Bowl.
Basically, yeah, if they make the Super Bowl, he'll be back.
Christian Kirk is out for the year?
Something like that. Did Myles Garrett play in this game? Yeah, okay, he did. I had to make sure on that.
How long will Christian Kirk be out for? 6 to 8 weeks. You're right. So he'd probably have to play in like the AFC champ. He's not. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Damn, I did not know that. Everyone was talking about Trevor Lawrence hurting his ankle. That I did not hear a single thing about Christian Kirk hurting himself for the year. That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, in this game, Jacksonville rushing game sucked, so that didn't really help either. But yeah,
Well, I mean, the Cleveland Browns defense is not to be messed with. And it's what's weird is like we always say this, and they have games where they allow like 30 points, but they're still just so good. It's the weirdest thing ever. This secondary is so good, and I don't really know. It kind of looks like they gave up a lot of garbage time stuff. Like they gave up 13 points in the fourth quarter. And before that, they only gave up 7 in the second, 7 in the third. So it's like they kind of just gave up some garbage time. I didn't really watch the ending to this game. I watched the first half. And I would say the first half of this game was really weird. Like, I remember there was a sequence where Joe Flacco threw an intercept. Or no, Trevor Lawrence threw an interception. A couple plays later, Joe Flacco threw an interception. And then the Jaguars got the ball 3 and out or something, or they punted the ball, and then Joe Flacco Amari Cooper fumbled the ball in their first play. So like their past 2 plays were turnovers, and they somehow won this game. It looked good while doing it. So, just a weird game, but yeah, congrats to the Cleveland Browns. You guys are 8-5.
yeah, they're finding ways to win.
That's crazy. I don't
mean,
fucking understand that.
It's easy to find ways to win when you got Joe Flacco.
I mean, yeah,
So,
the elite of the elite, but still.
yeah,
They got wins with Deshaun Watson. Like, how the fuck does that happen?
that's what happens when you have that's what happens when you have an elite defense.
Finally, they get some help in the passing game. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the New Orleans Saints defeating the Carolina Panthers 28-6. Once again, one of those NFC South matchups I don't think anyone in the world cares about, but we got to talk about it. Derek Carr continues to have like some of the weirdest stat lines ever. 26 pass attempts, but throws 119 yards. Like, I don't even know how that happens. I mean, I'm assuming it's just
Isn't the most Derek Carr game I've ever
like
seen?
1,000 dump. Yeah, seriously, just 1,000 like screens
Like,
and dump offs.
I don't even know.
Alvin Kamara only had 3 catches for negative 11 yards in this game, so he wasn't dumping it off to him. But and 44 yards of his 119 came from 1 catch from A.T. Perry, who I've never even heard of.
I mean, this is like the most nothing game ever.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, like
Bryce Young looks. This is the only game where only team Derek Carr could play where he could put up a stat line like that and look way better than the other quarterback. Because Bryce Young looks horrible. He looks atrocious.
yeah,
13 for 36 for 137 yards. 36 pass attempts.
yeah,
with 137 yards to show for it.
Yeah, like he was making overthrows and he did not look very good in this game.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, this
Sucks for Carolina.
Yeah, this year's been an absolute disaster for the Panthers.
You know what though? I'm not a huge fan of the Panthers owner. What's his name again?
What is it? I think it's
David Tepper.
Yeah, David Tepper.
Kind of a dick. So this makes me kind of happy. Just
He is
makes me
kinda a
sad
dick.
for the for Panthers, the players and stuff.
Yeah, I feel bad for Bryce Young. I feel like I feel like he got kind of thrusted into a really bad situation,
Horrible.
and yeah, I mean, he's kind of taking a lot of the blame. I feel for this disastrous season for
Excuse
the
me.
Panthers. Worst team in the league, don't even have your first round pick. It's like it really can't get it can't
Oh my
get
gosh.
worse.
If you look at that trade that they made to get the first pick last year, they got absolutely fleeced.
Yeah,
They basically traded the first overall pick in this year's draft, DJ Moore, and a second and a third for Bryce
yeah.
Young. Panthers fans, I'm sorry, man. That'd make me cringe. All right, let's move on to this next game. Wow. I saw the final score to this game, and that's what I said was wow. The New York Jets defeat the Houston Texans 30-6. 30-6
The Zach Wilson hype train
is
is
back.
back on, baby.
Yes, sir. Freaking throwing bombs and fucking moms.
You're damn right, baby.
What
I mean,
what a guy, dude. I mean, I'll be straight up honest with you. I know CJ Stroud missed this game, or not missed this game, but got concussed. But even before that, let's not act like this Jets defense wasn't giving them that work.
yeah, I mean, and to be honest with you, the receiving core going into this game for the Texans, or not going into this game, but for a good chunk of this game.
Oh yeah, because Nico Collins got knocked
Yeah,
out.
Nico Collins got hurt. Tank Dell was out already. He's out for the year. Um, yeah, not very good. And I mean, when CJ Stroud, when his best skill position players out there, it's kind of like what you're seeing with Bryce Young in Carolina. Not very good quarterback play there. And I wouldn't blame that on him. I mean, you also want to get some really good defense still with the Jets. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like showing you that, if there's ever like an example of like why Bryce Young is doing so bad and why CJ Stroud is doing so well, I would say like this is like a good example of like, if you see both of them in the same situation, it's not going to be very good. So like if you were to throw CJ Stroud into Bryce Young's situation, the results aren't going to be very good. And I think you kind of saw that for a lot of this game. And yeah, the Texans just could not get anything going in this entire game.
Nah, man, and it sucks. Because they're not my falling team of the week, but they're kind of near it. Because CJ Stroud is concussed, Nico Collins is now hurt and banged up. Tank Dell's out for the year, and it just sucks because we were so excited. Like this Houston Texans offense is so exciting, but I guess the football gods just fucking hate us because they took that away from us and hate every quarterback in the NFL. Apparently, we'll get to the Justin Herbert injury because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks are dropping like flies. And as soon as
Yeah.
I saw CJ Stroud, like I got the notification saying that he went down, I about gave up on the season.
The number of quarterback injuries, especially like big injuries, has
ridiculous.
been it's absurd.
But yeah, so good. I mean, let's not take this away from Zach Wilson. He had a great game.
He did. I mean,
Look how many players got involved in the rushing game too. It's really random.
yeah, I mean they're just giving everybody the ball out there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about this game?
No, I think we can move on to the next one.
Let me ask you this: let's say the Jets start winning every game, and Aaron Rodgers comes back and wins every game. They win out 9-8. Do they have a chance to possibly make the playoffs? I mean, with 1,007-6 teams in the league right now, I think it's possible.
No.
No, at
No.
9-8.
No. I feel like
I talked about this in my solo episode last week. That's the reason I'm asking because I said absolutely not. But then after this win, now I'm like, okay, do they have a chance still, or are they playing for nothing?
no. I feel like you shouldn't even like try to like rush. Like I feel like you should just finish the season out with Zach Wilson.
All right, I respect that.
Because I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do that. If you were like, If you were like 6-7, I would consider it. But I think 5-8 is just a little too like it's too much to overcome. I feel.
I agree.
Because I mean, you'd have to win out, and I mean, the last four games aren't the it's not the craziest schedule. You play the Dolphins, Commanders, Browns, and Patriots.
Two of those are very winnable.
Yeah, but I would not. I don't think the Jets are gonna win out and make the playoffs.
Well, let's move on to this next game. If we can even call this a game. My goodness. I mean a week after we have a 6-0 game, we didn't think it would get any worse.
It got worse.
And it got worse. The Vikings defeat the Raiders 3-0. 3-0. That's it. And those 3 points didn't come till 2 minutes left in the fucking game.
Yeah. First of all, Joshua Dobbs' year insanity run is over.
That honestly makes me so sad.
I mean, I kind of saw this coming as a Cardinals fan and seeing how he played for the Cardinals for the first half of the season.
Do you think that? Well, actually, we'll get into this later on in the episode. But sorry, keep going.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the only note I had for this game, and I guess I'll shout out Brian Flores for.
I'm crying right now.
Because of how fucking bad this game was. I understand. But yeah, shout out to Brian Flores, I guess, for shutting out the Raiders and making the Vikings defense look like an NFL level defense somehow with the talent, or I should say lack thereof, that they have. And
well, let's say this: this is a defensive coordinator's dream. This is a defensive coordinator's wet dream right here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're one of those people who's like a freak and is like, I want a defensive football game. I want good defense. I guess this is the game for you.
I just don't get how this happens. The amount of time you have to score a fucking point. How does it take you
till
the end of the game to score a field goal? I don't understand this. And it's not like there was just a bunch of field goals missed in this game. Greg Joseph only missed one field goal. That was it. And then the Raiders got into the red zone once, and Hunter Renfrow fumbled the ball. I don't even know what to say about this game, so I'm not going to say anything. We're going to move on.
Yeah, please. We spent way too much time in this game as is.
But we talked about the Linsanity run of Joshua Dobbs being over. But let's also talk about the Linsanity run of Antonio Pierce being over. I don't think that dude's coming back, which sucks because
yeah, I don't know.
It was a cool story and I liked him, but the Raiders have looked horrible at least the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, his Linsanity run where he beat the Giants and the Jets in his first 2 games.
The dude just said, "Let me fucking destroy New York," and then I'm out.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the next game. The San Francisco 49ers remain hot, defeat the Seattle Seahawks 28-16. I think the Seahawks season is over.
Yeah, I mean, you got Drew Lock starting.
He didn't look horrible. He didn't look horrible.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a very Drew Lock stat line I'm looking at here. 269 yards, nice. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah. I don't think anybody expected the Seahawks to win this game, especially with Drew Lock starting. So,
I mean, they just have a horrible schedule, and they now, like, after playing the Niners twice and the Cowboys, guess what they get to look forward to?
Isn't the Eagles?
The Eagles.
Well, I mean, the Eagles have. We'll get to the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't looked the best the past couple weeks, but man, still that's rough.
Yeah.
But the Niners continue to roll. I think they clinched a playoff spot with this win.
They did.
The first team in the NFL to do that. They look fucking fantastic. But as soon as we get to Christmas, we'll see that start to go away. Just saying. I can't wait for that day, by the way. Oof. Alrighty, guys. Let's move on to the next game. This game's gonna get a little spicy. We got the Buffalo. All the spicy games are now starting to line up. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to the good shit here, pal.
The Buffalo Bills defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17. You love to fucking see it. The Bills are finally over 500, and you know what? Before we, what do you think about this game?
Honestly, my main takeaway from this game is I really hope the Bills make the playoffs.
Okay,
Because I think they're out of it right now.
barely,
Yeah,
because
barely.
there's like 12 teams in the AFC. There's 7-6.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 7-6 teams, so they're kind of out of it, or they're not out of it, but
But
they're
they're right there.
yeah, they're basically right there. Um, but yeah, this game, I mean, this is kind of what you expected from these two teams. Is you expected a close game. Maybe you wanted it to be a little bit more high scoring, but honestly, this was a good game to look at. I thought AJ Epinesa for the Bills, he had a really good game. You saw him get an interception, and he just made a lot of good plays on defense. And I was just very, I mean, I wasn't surprised that the Bills won because honestly, honestly for the pick'ems. Obviously, I wasn't here, but I did pick the Chiefs to win.
I did too.
Honestly, I kind of wanted to lean Bills, but I was just like, there's no way the Chiefs are gonna lose
Back
two
to
games
back.
in a row, right? But here, I mean, lo and behold, they did, and I'm kind of just, I don't know. I'm wondering, like, for the Chiefs, like,
Do we need to be worried?
I mean, I would just say they need to be worried about their receiving.
Can we talk about Patrick Mahomes for a second?
Yeah, I mean, you're a number one Patrick Mahomes hater, so
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Patrick Mahomes hater. I'm just realistic, and this is one of those games that makes it really easy to not like Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, no, I get it.
My goodness, dude. I mean, like it. I'm trying to think of how to say this. I mean, you guys all saw it. You guys saw the offsides. This is the biggest, most hottest thing that everyone's talking about this week. This and Tommy Cutlets.
Who we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll get to. Was that offsides call? Clearly, Kadarius Toney was offsides. Clearly, he was. You cannot argue that Kadarius Toney wasn't offsides. And here's my biggest thing that Patrick Mahomes needs to realize. Okay, the ref called a penalty. That is clearly a penalty. I understand what he's saying because I've felt the same way. NFL refs should not be deciding games with these stupid late calls
Yeah.
that are a toss up though. That are a toss up. For example, the one in the Super Bowl last year where the Chiefs won, that holding call
Yeah, on James Bradbury.
on James Bradbury.
Yeah.
That is one of those calls where anything that's a pass interference or a holding, that's a call where the ref has to make a decision if they think that's a holding,
Yeah.
right?
Or
And
or you can go to the AFC Championship last year. The roughing it wasn't roughing the pass. I forgot what it was. It was like an unnecessary roughness that set up the
Who was it?
Chiefs.
who was it against again?
It was the Chiefs Bengals game.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you got
exactly.
that. I mean, yeah. No, I understand what you're saying.
But it's like those calls that decide a game where a ref just decides, oh, that's a holding. All right, I'm gonna change the game. Especially in the Super Bowl, that's stupid. That is completely ridiculous. But when it's a penalty like this, that it's not even a ref saying, oh, he looks offsides. It's a ref saying he is offsides. And when you look at the replay, he was offsides. And they threw the flag before the play happened, before they knew it was a touchdown. That play could have been a freaking incompletion, and it still would have been offsides. It doesn't matter. I get that it's a cool play. It was
cool. It was cool as fuck.
It was a crazy
like the
play.
coolest
Travis
play
Kelce
I've
is
ever
that
seen,
guy.
dude.
It was a cool play. But when you start throwing a fucking fit, throwing your helmet, yelling at the ref, and
yelling
then
at Josh Allen after the game.
what pissed me off was the Josh Allen interaction.
Yeah.
I saw that a couple days later, and that made me furious because here's a guy who's happy that he won. I mean, how many times has Josh Allen beat the Chiefs? Not much. And the Chiefs have always beaten him where it matters. Finally, he gets a win against the Chiefs, and he's just trying to say good game to Patrick Mahomes. I don't even know what he's just trying to come up and say hi and talk to him. And
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes just acts like a fucking idiot, and I can't stand that, man. That's really, and I like you even see the interaction between Kelsey and Allen, and Josh Allen's like, that was a crazy play, and Travis Kelsey's like, I know, man, that's, and then but they're just cool about it, you know. It's a
Yeah.
cool, good interaction. The game already happened. It's over. It is what it is. Move on. Patrick Mahomes can't do that apparently, and he made himself look really, really bad.
Yeah, then going like in the post game press conference saying like what he said something crazy. He was like, a penalty like that's gonna, affect how, Travis Kelsey will like get into the Hall of Fame or something. It's
He
like
said
what?
that?
He said something wild.
He's an idiot, dude. And I mean, he's the best quarterback in the world. Right. The season he's not playing like it. The season he's playing really bad. If we're being real, but he is the most talented quarterback in the world. I will say that. But he also is a baby. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't need to trash on this guy too much. You guys have seen what happened. You guys see the memes. You guys see the clips. You know for yourself. But yeah, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, you're passionate. Like, obviously, you want to go out there and win. But and I get it. I mean, no, I mean, you can complain about it. Like, just don't like when yeah, I would say the same thing you kind of said. Like when he went up to Josh Allen, still complaining
It's
about it. It's like that's
And you even see Josh Allen's reaction after he says that. He just kind of looks at him and goes, "All right," and
yeah.
just taps him and
It
walks
was
away.
like that was
Perfect,
really weird.
perfect response by Josh Allen. But I mean, handled himself really well. But no, I mean one of I mean, and another thing, before I stop talking about it, but another thing is that you are the leader on the football field as a quarterback. You are the leader of your football team, and when the people who are following you, who are on your team, who believe in you, and they see you throwing your helmet and literally crying, like it looks really bad,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make you want to play your heart out and go out there and play. It's just not a good look, and that's all I'll say about it. But
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I'll just talk about the penalty. It was really unfortunate that it happened on like the coolest play I've ever
it
seen.
was, and I agree with Chiefs fans that
Like,
does not get called all the time.
yeah.
Like rarely ever gets called, but they called it and they caught it, and I'm sorry, it happens. If they had thrown the penalty after the touchdown and said, "Oh, he was offside, let's take it back," I agree, that'd be fucking stupid. But
Yeah.
they threw the flag before the play happened. It is what it is. You guys had two more opportunities to go down and score a touchdown, and you didn't do it. You didn't even get a first down. So it's maybe if Patrick Mahomes wasn't so worried about that fucking play that already was called a penalty, he might have gotten a first down after that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of weird because like a lot of time, like you like as a receiver, you're supposed to like kind of check with the ref, be like, "Hey, am I onside?" And, like the refs will let you know, like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're onside" or whatever. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what happened there. I don't know if Kadarius Tony did that or
He
not.
did. I've seen clips of fans who were actually at the game, who took a video of them getting set for the play, and he did look over, but it's not a good. He looked over for a split second and just looked away. There's no way the ref could have told him he was good at that point. Um, so yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on. But a good win for the Bills. I'm glad the Bills got that win. And yeah,
Yeah,
kind of makes the gap a lot bigger.
yeah,
Not a
no,
lot bigger, but bigger between the Ravens and the Chiefs. So it makes me happy.
yeah, no. Like I feel like that penalty kind of did like overshadow all the cool shit that happened in this game.
Yeah,
So
James Cook had a really good game for the
yeah,
Bills. He's been looking really good recently, actually, kind of under the radar. But
yeah,
yeah, man. But we'll move on. We'll move on to the Broncos versus the Chargers. Broncos country. Let's ride
yeah.
for the
Let's ride,
seventh
man.
time this year. Um, finally getting back in the playoff picture. Are they in the playoff picture completely, or are they just right outside? I can't remember.
I
I
don't
want to
know.
say it's the Colts are the seventh seed, so maybe they're not in the playoffs yet, but they're
Yeah,
right there with the Bills and everyone else in the AFC.
yeah. They're in a 7-6 land.
Yeah. Justin Herbert done for the year.
Done for the year. Yeah.
Done for the year. They're starting Easton Hockey Stick at quarterback for the rest of the way. Yeah, Brandon Staley, you're Jover, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're Jover. You bench over. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how you're still employed at this point. To be honest with you,
I don't either.
I guess good on you for still having a job. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, my main takeaway from this is Denver Broncos. You're one game behind in the AFC West.
The Chiefs. That's crazy.
You're one game behind in the AFC West. You could fuck around and win this division. Is all I'm saying. Let me look at your file. So let me look at the end of the year schedule for you. Y'all play the Lions, Patriots, Chargers, Raiders. You could win out. You know what I'm saying? You could go 11 and
They
6.
play the Lions next week.
Yeah,
That'll be an interesting game.
and so I mean it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think they'll be a playoff team.
I think it would be really fun if they were.
Yeah, I
But I
mean,
do want to see the Browns in here. I want to see the Browns in the playoffs.
yeah, I mean, honestly, there's so many teams that I want to see
In the
in-
AFC
yeah, in the AFC
especially.
yeah, in the AFC make the playoffs. I mean, there's so many of them, and then there's just the Steelers chilling there. It's like, get the fuck out of here, please.
Yeah, dude, get
So,
the fuck out.
Yeah,
No one wants to see Kenny Pickett or
I
Mitch
think-
kissing titties Trubisky
I think
in
it's
the
kind of just
playoffs.
what we're waiting on is for
Yeah.
the Steelers to kind of just go away and see whoever
Yeah.
else, whatever like more competent team goes to fill that spot. Like, but yeah, it seems like for just like every week, it seems like Cortland Sutton always just does like
Makes
really
a crazy catch.
does like really cool shit
Yeah.
for the Broncos. And I mean, you saw it here in this game, and yeah, I just want to say shout out Cortland Sutton because I mean, three receptions, 62 yards for a touchdown. Not the craziest stat line, but I mean, obviously he made a really cool catch, and like we were talking about, Cortland Sutton does cool shit, and that's kind of my takeaway from this.
Yeah. And I don't know if you remember, but I did make a trade in our fantasy football league with Jacob. I traded Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow for Jalen Hurts and CJ Stroud.
I do remember this trade.
Thank God I made that trade. Now hopefully Jalen Hurts and CJ Stroud don't get hurt the way things are going right now.
Yeah,
We might get a Super Bowl of Joe Flacco versus fucking Baker Mayfield at this point.
yeah.
But you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah,
Football will
I mean,
football.
Yeah, just to kind of wrap things up, I'll say,
Go ahead.
once again, shout out to Vance Joseph. As a Cardinals fan, it pains me to say that. But shout out to Vance Joseph and the turnaround that this Broncos defense has had this year. And I mean, I got a little joke here. Justin Herbert, more like Justin Hurtbert. Get it? Because he's out for the year.
That was a good try, but I'm not fucking with it.
I mean, it's cool, man. First episode back, you're just gonna be a hater. That's cool. That's
No,
cool.
no,
That's
no.
fine.
That was good. That was good.
Nah,
That was
dude,
good.
it's whatever, dude.
That was good. Justin
Yeah.
Herbert. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the first year you could say that because, he doesn't really get. He does get hurt, but I don't think this is the first year of the season ender, right?
Yeah.
Man, poor Justin Herbert.
See, you're already saying it,
You know what?
and you didn't.
You know
fuck
what?
With, you don't fuck with it.
No,
All
you know
right,
what?
All right.
I fuck with it so much. I'm gonna put it in the title of this episode.
Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Yes.
I fuck with it heavy.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Sunday night game. Man, I was at a work party on Sunday, and everyone, because the football games were on, and everyone was saying before this game, Philly's gonna win, Philly's gonna win, Philly's gonna win, because everyone hates the Cowboys. But I said the Cowboys are gonna win at home. Let me tell you, I have a feeling the Cowboys are gonna win at home. I said this. Not to pull a LeBron here,
I believe.
but I
you.
remember
No,
saying
I believe
because we both picked the Cowboys last week.
you. Yeah.
So we both were believers in Dak. And, I'm kind of glad that people are starting to see how hated Dak is. Like, I've seen a lot of memes on Instagram already about how, like one, for instance, it was like Dak haters be like, and it was Dak throwing, it was like, oh, Dak just threw 500 yards and 7 touchdowns and 1 interception. They're like, but he threw a pick, though. Dak's just gonna Dak, man. And then it's like it just keeps going. Like it really is that way though. I feel like Dak is a good quarterback.
He is.
He's
He
elite.
is.
He's
this year.
MVP. He could be an MVP this year.
I think he's the front runner for MVP right
For
now.
Brock Purdy,
Yeah,
he's good, man. And people, and then another now, on a comment on that same video, literally said, "I like Dak. He just stat pads a lot, so that's why I don't really like him." What? That doesn't even make sense, man. He's winning games. He just beat the Philadelphia Eagles 33-13. But yeah, man. Uh, who do you think's better, Cowboys or Eagles? They're 1-1 on the season. They have very similar teams, good defenses, good offenses. Is Dallas starting to look like the better team?
this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Because
mean
I'm gonna tell you what, the Eagles, even in their like wins this season, they've all been really close.
they haven't had like a. Hold on, let me look at their schedule real quick.
They
Try to
haven't had
refresh my
like
memory.
that big.
I mean, they've had some pretty good games here. Like you got the
They have any
Bills game,
blowouts?
you got the Chiefs game that they've won, but
Yeah. But do they
not
have any blowouts though? Like the Cowboys have had this year?
they really haven't.
Because the Cowboys have just been blowing out teams,
Yeah, I mean, you saw them get
blowing their
blown out.
backs.
Yeah, you saw the Chiefs or not the Chiefs, the Eagles get blown out by the Niners last week. But yeah, no, they really haven't had like a big like statement win.
Maybe they're saving it for the playoffs.
Maybe I like honestly, this might be the Cardinals homer in me coming out, but I feel like the Eagles they miss Jonathan Gannon. Because I mean, you saw how good their defense was last year when you had him and Vic Fangio at the helm.
Yeah.
And both those guys are out of the building now. Obviously, Jonathan Gannon coaching for the Cardinals and Vic Fangio, I think, in Miami.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he's a defensive coordinator there or what
I
he
think
is,
he's the full-on defensive coordinator in Miami.
but I mean, the regression that this Eagles defense has taken is wild to see. Especially their secondary. It's just been not good this year, for being
No,
honest.
I was looking at set my fantasy lineups today, and I forget the Seahawks are playing the Eagles this week, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at their opponent rank, it says first. That means I think it was to receivers. So that means the Eagles are giving up the most amount of fantasy points to wide receivers this season, which means they're getting torched. And even so, that means, excuse me, that means even bringing in Kevin Byard has not been working,
Yeah.
which is a little concerning.
Yeah. Just yeah, and I don't think their defense has not been very good this year. But I will say on the defensive side for Dallas, shout out to Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, who looks good again.
Yeah, I mean, dude's 33. Kind of become like the de facto cornerback one for this team. I mean, I'd say him and Deron Bland are kind of like a 1A, 1B, but I would see him as kind of like the alpha. I mean, because he was kind of out there
On the
covering.
alpha.
Yeah, because he was kind of the one out there covering AJ Brown.
Imagine if they had Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, no, this secondary would be fantastic. I feel if they had Trayvon Diggs. But yeah, this is one of those games where you kind of look at Stephon Gilmore and be like, yeah, that's a Hall of Fame type player there. I'd say.
Yeah, really good.
Like, former defensive player of the year as a corner. I mean, like, how often do you see that?
Yeah.
And like I said, out here at 33, still doing his thing.
So we'll move on to Monday night. Two very entertaining games that I didn't expect to be entertaining games. We'll start off with the Tennessee Titans defeating the Miami Dolphins 28-27 in the Ryan Tannehill Bowl. And how the fuck do you blow this game, Miami? Like, not only did the Titans score 2 touchdowns within like 3-4 minutes,
It was like the
something
last
crazy
like
that,
3.5 minutes of the game.
but they gave the Dolphins enough time to have a drive after doing that. That's insane. How do you give up? How do you crumble that fast in a football game? That's all I have to say about this.
Yeah.
Will Levis is that guy. Makes Jalen Ramsey fold inward.
Yeah, no, this is a really good game from Will Levis, and from DeAndre Hopkins as well. I love seeing DeAndre Hopkins, still play football at a high level. Even not on the Arizona Cardinals, but yeah.
Still looks good. I mean, usually Tennessee is where receivers go to die, but
Yeah, let me look at his stats on the year. 57 receptions, 900 yards, I'm rounding up there, but I mean, he's got 898 and 6 touchdowns. I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say
He's
uh,
gonna have 1,000 on the year.
yeah, he's on pace for 1,000. So good for you, DeAndre. At the age of 31.
Showing teams that you're not gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, he's still that guy.
Because we've seen it from time to time again. We've seen uh, uh, Julio Jones go to this team.
Yeah.
We saw Robert Woods go to this team. We saw Andre Johnson go to this team, legendary Texans receiver. And it just never worked out. Sorry, I'm
Randy
stuffed up.
Moss.
Randy Moss went to this team and died. So finally a receiver, veteran receiver that's showing that they're not going to die this year. So good for them. I will say Tyreek Hill missed most of this game.
He missed a good chunk of the game, yeah.
And I think this strengthens Tyreek Hill's MVP case. If
I was going to say the
anything,
same thing. I literally had that in my notes.
100%. Because Tua does not look good when Tyreek Hill is off the field.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like this offense is night and day when Tyreek Hill is on and off the field.
Yes.
It's so like clear to see like that he is the Dolphins offense, especially
Yes.
like in the passing game.
Yes.
Because without him, it was not looking pretty.
Yeah. So I mean, if anything, Tyreek, good job, man. This definitely strengthens your case, and yeah, maybe. Do you think Jalen Waddle, not overrated, but maybe a little bit like, just looks better when Tyreek's on the field because he can get more open.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's not going to be covered by the other team's cornerback one. So yeah, I would say that. I still like Jalen Waddle though.
I think he's a good receiver.
Yeah, but
So I said I didn't want to say overrated, but I mean just kind of.
no, I don't think Jalen Waddle's overrated. But yeah, like we said, this was this strengthens the MVP case for Tyreek Hill. I would say like in my hypothetical MVP ladder, I would have him at like number 2.
Nice.
Very easily. So yeah.
All right, moving on. Tommy fucking Cutlets defeats the Green Bay Packers 24-22.
This fucking guy, man. Tommy fucking Cutlets, man.
My Italian accent's horrible, but
Hey,
this fucking guy.
This fucking
This
guy,
fucking guy
man.
knows how to
This
play
guy
ball,
is
okay?
fucking Italian,
This
man.
guy knows how to play some fucking ball.
This guy can sling it, man.
Mama, make up the meatballs and the spaghetti and get the tomato sauce going because we're going to watch some Tommy Cutlets football, baby.
God, man.
And I don't even have to show you the Tommy DeVito's agent, right? You saw that?
No, I saw
You
that
saw that
picture,
shit?
dude. that was like,
Okay,
there's no
'cause
way.
I was
to
gonna pull it up if you haven't seen that, but it's been everywhere.
Dude, that shit was fucking hilarious. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're not playing into the bit, dude.
I think. Oh yeah. Well,
At
I
this
think
point.
that we have to. I think that we have to look into what happened to Daniel Jones. I think
What happened is his fucking job got replaced, dude. Unironically, give me Tommy DeVito over Daniel Jones.
No, no. What I'm saying though is we have to look into what happened to him. Really, did he hurt his knee in the football game, or did he just get a lead pipe to the knee by fucking Tommy DeVito's agent? Man, do the fucking accent.
Oh, this fucking guy.
This fucking guy, Danny Dimes.
Tommy fucking Cutlets.
Danny Dimes thinks he can take it from my boy Tommy.
I mean, dude, it's just so funny that like the Giants are paying Daniel Jones $40 million a year, and then you just have Tommy
That's
DeVito coming out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And, like it's like doing the same thing. It's hilarious, man. And it's like,
That's happening everywhere across the league, though.
yeah,
It's
but
happening in Las Vegas. I mean, how much is Jimmy Garoppolo making? Aiden O'Connell starting over him as of now.
yeah, but I mean,
But it is crazy.
yeah.
Tommy DeVito was undrafted, right?
Pretty
sure he was.
Yes. I want to say he was
And
undrafted.
he has 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions on the year. It's pretty good.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
He has
man.
more touchdown passes than Kenny Pickett.
There you go.
Give me Tommy DeVito over Kenny Pickett any day. Put Tommy DeVito on the Steelers. They're going to the playoffs.
I will say though, one thing I thought was kind of weird is the NFL did announce their players of the week, and they said that Tommy DeVito was the NFC player of the week. Not that I'm trying to like bash on my boy Tommy fucking Cutlets or anything, but it's like
You
I
better
mean,
not, dude. You'll get fucking murdered.
I'm
You'll wake up in a ditch.
all I'm saying is like 158 yards and a touchdown, 0 picks. But like, is that really a stat line you look at and be like, yeah, player of the week? He did go 17 for 21 though. But I mean, like,
I honestly think the NFL was just terrified of Tommy DeVito's family and his agent, and they just said, "All right, you know what? NFC Offensive Player of the Week."
yeah, dude, they were gonna like bring back Al Capone from the dead and be like, we're sending this motherfucker to execute Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
So I mean, they probably had to. They had no other choice. Me speaking out about this is probably gonna get me killed walking to my car. I'm cooked.
Yeah, you know what?
This might be my last episode ever, y'all. So, hey, we'll see what happens.
If it's another solo episode next week, you'll know why.
Yeah, you know why.
But maybe I'll just cut this part out because I'm seriously am concerned for your safety.
I'm fucked, dude.
But anyways, we'll
Oh,
yeah.
also Saquon Barkley had a great game.
Saquon Barkley had a great game. Let's
Yeah.
not. I mean,
we should probably talk about that.
let's not look over that. Great game for Saquon Barkley. Love to see it. He's pouring his heart out for this team, who's finally starting to win some games, but looked really bad early in the year, and he didn't give up. I mean, most
Yeah.
players would just be like, "Fuck this! I'm not risking my health for a team like this." But you could tell he loves New York. He loves playing there.
Yeah.
But dude, I just got to say, those uniforms. Anytime I see the Giants wear those uniforms, they're fucking sexy, bro.
They're very nice uniforms.
Oh, I love them, dude.
Yeah.
Makes me want to watch the game. I don't like it all. Well, that and Tommy DeVito, but
Yeah, I mean, how can you take your eyes off Tommy Cutlets?
yeah.
I mean, you know, winner of 3 in a row. I mean,
How about that, dude?
yeah,
And what are the teams? The Packers are a good team. They've been good recently.
yeah. No, the Packers like
Who
honestly,
did they beat again?
their last 3 games, they've beaten the Packers, Patriots, and Commanders. So
Okay, well,
I mean,
still.
not very good, but I mean, hey, man. I mean, you can only beat the teams that are scheduled. So
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any Cardinals or Commanders action this week. I know.
yeah.
I
Also,
know.
yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say, I was gonna like place a little parlay, like a 2-leg parlay on
Yeah,
Monday
you're
Night
21
Football.
now.
Yeah, because I can bet now. I was gonna bet on the Dolphins and Packers, so I'm glad I didn't do that. Because they both lost. So
Thank
you
God.
know, and I've already lost enough fucking money gambling already. So I'm glad I didn't place that bet.
Hey, you know what though? I've just very friendly reminder that I did pick the. I don't know if you watched the pick'ems in last week's episode that I did.
I didn't catch all of it.
But I did pick the Bengals and the Browns to win last week. Just a
good
friendly
on you.
reminder.
Good on you.
Because what I did was I took your pick'ems and then if like you had the Colts and Jaguars,
Yeah,
And
you
I-
like put him like a little wheel, didn't you?
I'd spun a wheel.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
saw
Colts
that.
and Jaguars both, so we didn't get them. But
Yeah.
love you.
You cooked?
I kind of cooked.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to. Actually, I do have something to show you. While you pull up your pick'ems.
Yeah, that was week 14.
That was
y'all.
week 14. What honestly just
A wild week.
wild week.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a 3-0 game. You had Tommy Cutlets. You had the Titans scoring 2 touchdowns in like 4 minutes. And then the
You saw a
offsides.
game end 3-0. I mean, this week had everything you could ask for.
Had it all.
Yeah, it's football, ladies and gentlemen.
So actually, should we go over our little awards and stuff? Let's go over our awards.
Yeah, let's do that.
So my favorite moment of the week, I'm gonna make it really easy. Tylan Wallace punt return touchdown. Obviously, I was with my family at the time doing something, and I was watching on my phone, and I just randomly started screaming. I was so fucking happy, and My family's very confused. So that was a really exciting moment for me, especially because my boss is a Rams fan, and yeah, I really didn't want that to happen. My player of the week is gonna be Zach Wilson from the New York Jets. Uh, the motherfucker. Wait, was that yours?
Yeah,
Was
dude.
that actually yours?
Yeah, dude. Zach Wilson. I put, how the fuck did that happen, dude?
Oh my
Because I was
gosh.
like, I was looking through it. I was like, dude, who's gonna be my offensive player of
Oh
the
my
week?
gosh, dude. No, okay, yeah, my player of the week is Zach Wilson, offense player of the week. Just because
Unironically, I was deciding between him and Joe Flacco, dude. Bro,
actually I was looking at Joe Flacco as well.
I was so close with Joe Flacco.
You know what? Since I'm a Joe fan, I'm gonna.
Hey man, I love me some Joe Flacco too. I was
Well,
like,
we can both go with Zach Wilson.
dude,
It's okay.
let's
The
go with the
motherfucker.
milf hunter himself.
Yeah. And my defensive player of the week was Harold Landry III, who had 2 interceptions for the Cleveland Browns in that win over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah,
Pretty big, pivotal moment for them.
yeah, he had a good week. Harold Landry, the third of his name. So yeah, good for him.
Harold III of his name, Landry.
It's like a fucking Lord of the Rings character, dude.
I'm halfway through Game of Thrones right now.
How you liking it so far?
It's really good.
It's a good
It's
show.
a really fucking good show, and I'm excited to finish it.
Good little
A lot
show
going
there.
on. Yeah. So that leads me to my rising team of the week, the Cleveland motherfucking Browns, who had Joe Elite Flacco lead them to victory this past week, who looks better than Deshaun Watson did all year. He also doesn't rape. He also doesn't.
Christ.
I'll take that out. I'll take
You
that
gotta
out.
edit that out, dude. Oh my god.
He also doesn't assault women. So even though he does have the elite iron crotch of the league, have you seen that?
No.
Dude, there's a video of Vontae's Perfect spearheading Joe Flacco right to the crotch with his helmet, and Vontae's Perfect gets hurt and comes off the field. So if that's no proof that Joe Flacco has an elite iron crotch, then I don't know
Elite
what it is.
crotch.
Sure is, bud.
Hey man, I believe you.
But yeah, so rising team of the week, yeah, Cleveland Browns still look good, even though they're on their 4th quarterback and their best quarterback of the year so far. My falling team of the week, Minnesota Vikings. And honestly, one question I do have about this team: what the fuck happened to Jaron Hall?
Doesn't exist. He's gone. Just doesn't exist anymore.
He's just wiped off the face of the
Yep.
earth because he looked good before Josh Dobbs came in.
He's
that one
fiction.
game.
He's not real. He's not of our universe,
Okay.
I guess. Because
All
I was
right.
asking the same thing when I saw Nick Mullins get
What the fuck?
named
Where
a
the
starter.
fuck did Nick
I
Mullins
was
come
like,
from?
wait a minute, dude. What happened to Jaron Hall? But yeah,
Um,
I get it.
Okay.
I guess it's my turn for the
But
weekly
yeah, so
awards.
my fallen team of the week is Minnesota. They did win this past week, but not a win they should feel good about whatsoever. And Joshua Dobbs' insanity run is over.
Yeah,
And when you don't have a quarterback, your running back's not that good, and Justin Jefferson's hurt yet again.
I think he will be playing though. But yeah, no, he did get hurt.
What? Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know, but still my fallen team of the week. Go ahead,
Yeah.
take the floor, Cole.
So for my moment of the week, I went with the.
I'm gonna turn on this light real quick.
I had to go with the Travis Kelce lateral to Kadarius Toney. I know it didn't count, but that play was so cool, dude. Fucking Travis Kelce just slinging the fucking ball like 30 yards to the sideline, like.
Slinging that thing.
And then Kadarius Toney running it in for the touchdown that didn't count. Before everybody yells at me and be like, "Oh, cool, that play didn't actually count. I don't know why you made it your moment of the week." Well, it was still a cool play, but I get it.
Shit, can I switch spots with you?
You want to switch spots with
My
me?
computer's at 3%. I need to plug it in.
Okay, all right.
Let's
All
do a
right.
little switcheroo.
Yeah, we'll switch here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
I still have some shit.
But yeah. Is this what it feels like being in the middle? This is weird. But yeah. So for my offensive player of the week, Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter himself, he had a really good game. And I didn't think Zach Wilson and good games went hand in hand at all. But here we are in the year of our Lord 2023, and Zach Wilson's having a good football game. So, Yeah, good on him. Good on Zach Wilson for doing that, getting his confidence up a little bit. Um, just yeah, went out there and just banging moms. But for my defensive player of the week, yep. But yeah, for my defensive player of the week, I went with Ivan Pace of the Minnesota Vikings. Just because he's one of those players when he went undrafted, I was like, how does that even happen? Because there's so many scouts out there that said he was easily a day two prospect like at worst, and then he slides all the way to out of the draft, and it was just shocking to see that. And then you kind of saw him be the best defensive player for the Vikings this week, and he's probably one of their three best defensive players on the year for the Vikings. And this was one of those games where he was just kind of all over the field making plays. As you saw, the Vikings shut out the Raiders and win 3-0. So yeah. And then for my risers, I went with the Bengals because they played well with Jake Browning, and I think they still have a good chance to be a playoff team, even with Jake Browning as their starting quarterback. So good on them. And then I also went with the Giants because, as I talked about, they've won 3 in a row. And Tommy Cutlets, you're the starter for the New York Giants, my friend. I don't know how long it's going to last.
He's that fucking guy.
He's him. This fucking guy, man. This fucking guy. He's fucking Italian. But yeah, so, yeah, I don't need any context to tell you why the Giants are good. Look who their quarterback is. But yeah, and for my fallers, two little shockers here. I put the Eagles and the Lions.
Ooh, Eagles is a good one.
The Eagles
and the Lions are a good one.
Yeah, just because from how I felt about this team to now, like from how I felt about these two teams at the beginning of the year to now, I'm kind of at that point where I just don't believe in them. Like I know their record. Obviously, I know Eagles sitting at 10-3, Lions sitting at 9-4.
Yeah.
Both, I know one of them's at the top of their division, the other one's tied. But it's like, I don't know. To be honest with you, I've kind of been waiting to put the Eagles as a following team. I just needed
the whole city of Philly is gonna fucking kill you now.
Hey man,
You're just making all these enemies.
Yeah, I don't know what happened this episode. I don't know why I'm hating on everybody, but yeah, I feel like this is a good time to finally, put the Eagles as a faller because you lost 2 in a row. You didn't look good in either game at all on either side of the ball. Jalen Hurts, I guess it's hard to look good when you don't have 400-pound men pushing your ass into the end zone.
Pause.
That's what they do.
Uh-huh.
They're pushing tushes,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And for the Lions, defense bad, goofball bad. Get a quarterback.
2 great running backs.
Yeah,
but
2 good running
matter.
backs. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
And a great offensive line.
Yeah, and Sam Laporta.
But the defense just looks so bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are my weekly awards.
All right, man. I have a video for you. Speaking of the Chiefs and their fans and everything else in between.
For the audio listeners out there, and I guess for the YouTube listeners too, I'm looking at a Reddit post that says it's captioned "Least Cucked Chiefs fan." So we'll see what this is about.
Yeah, let's. Can you grab my remote real quick? I don't know if audio's on.
That's all right.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, so take a look at this video. Let me know what you think.
I'm very concerned for what's about to.
My wife asked me if Mike McDaniel, head coach for the Miami Dolphins, could be her hall pass. I said, well, babe, we are super polyamorous and don't really do hall passes. And she was like, oh, so you're not going to let me bang Mike McDaniel. I was like, no, I just meant you could already do that. You don't need any more permission from me. But if she ever is in a position to bang Mike McDaniel, I would expect her to ask 2 things. 1, would he be willing to coach the Kansas City Chiefs after Andy Reid retires? And 2, can I also join in on that banging because that man can get it?
Thoughts, reactions?
Why?
Well, you know what? What I really like about this video is his shirt that says "Consent is hot" with a flame going up behind it.
Deshaun
That's
Watson,
what really makes
take
it to me.
notes.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, you need to take notes from this video. That's honestly my reaction to it as well. But yeah, man. Chiefs fans are going a little crazy after that loss, I'd say.
I guess so. I mean, yeah. I mean, Mike McDaniel's a good-looking dude, but I wouldn't let him bang my wife. I'm not married or anything.
But would you
But-
let him bang you?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You know,
Okay.
I don't swing that way. So
Hey, and that's okay, man.
there's no
That's
problem.
perfectly okay.
yeah, it's no problem.
That's perfectly okay.
If you do swing that way, good on you. Unfortunately, Mike McDaniel, not my type.
Do you think Mike McDaniel would coach the Kansas City Chiefs if he could bang this man's wife?
I would have to see the wife in question
Okay.
first.
Respect.
I would need more information.
Sure.
But I mean, yeah.
My biggest thing is that this guy took this video, watched it over, listened to what he said, what words came out of his mouth, and said, "Yep, this is the one," and posted it on TikTok. But this is that Brittany Mahomes, this is that Patrick Mahomes, this is that Jackson Mahomes kind of energy I'm getting right now in this video. So,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. But yeah, so we'll get back to the NFL to do our pick'ems for next week.
Yeah.
So let's pull that up here. Who do you guys think is gonna win Thursday night? Honestly, forgot who's playing.
God, we have
Easton Stick, the Chargers, right?
Yep. Versus the Raiders.
Versus the fucking Raiders? Are you kidding me?
God, dude. Another
We have to
absolute
endure that?
banger for Thursday night. It's also announced that Keenan Allen will be missing this game.
No,
So,
it wasn't.
I swear to God.
No, it wasn't.
I'll pull it up.
So you're telling me we're about to watch Easton Stick, Austin Eckler, and
Quentin Johnston,
Quentin
baby.
Johnston? Is Donald Parmesan Chicken Jr. playing this game?
I don't know. He's questionable.
Who's Otto? Oh, Otito.
Yeah.
Fuck.
See? Out. Keenan Allen.
Donald
right there.
Donald Parmesan Chicken Jr. Questionable.
The Parham.
That's not who I'm thinking of. Who's the other receiver for the Chargers other than Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnson and Donald Parmesan Chicken Jr.?
Dude, I don't know.
No, what's his name?
You think like Jalen Guyton?
No,
It's like the only other
there's a
one.
third guy, but I think he's out for the year as well.
Probably. Hold on, let me.
Who am I thinking of? I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Pull it up. His name's like on the tip of my tip of my tongue.
Oh, Josh Palmer.
Josh Palmer. Is he playing?
He looks like he's gonna be playing. Yeah.
All right, wide receiver 1, baby.
God, I guess so, dude.
What an absolutely disgusting game. Let's go to dude. This last week really fucking hurt our record.
Yeah, we did not cook.
We did not cook, so let's cook this week. Let's predict some upsets. Should we, or should we play it safe?
I think there's a couple of upsets that we could predict here.
Well, let's start off with this Thursday night game: the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I guess I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders. They're at home, and maybe they'll have a little spark after that shutout. But they are playing Easton Stick and Josh Palmer, so I really fucking hope they win this game.
Give me the Raiders.
Okay. So unanimous Raiders decision there.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Minnesota Vikings versus the Cincinnati Bengals on Saturday football again.
Yeah. We got Saturday football back. NFL Saturday football, I should say.
Yes. Are we gonna go with Bengals here as well?
Yes.
I can't pick the Vikings. I can't pick the Vikings.
Sorry, Nick Mullins. Gonna have to pick against you this week. I'm gonna go with the much superior quarterback in Jake Browning. Obviously.
Much superior.
Yeah.
Basic football knowledge at this point.
Yeah. God, dude.
The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Indianapolis Colts. I think Mitch Titties Trubisky will be playing again in this game. I want to say.
I think so.
I don't think Kenny Pickett's back yet. I don't think it really matters. Once again, so I think the Colts take this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts as well.
Okay, so a couple safe picks there. I guess Thursday night could go either way, but the Broncos versus the Lions. I think I'm not even looking at your pick'ems right now. I'm not even looking at your computer. I have a feeling you're going with the Broncos.
Let's ride.
I knew it. I
Give
fucking
me
knew it.
the Denver Broncos.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions
Why would you do that?
because
You had me like so hyped that you were gonna also pick the Broncos, and then you just like crushed my dreams.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll go Broncos.
See, it was
You
that
know
easy.
what? Fuck
It was
it.
that
We'll
easy
go
to convince
fucking
him.
Broncos. I'm okay with riding with this because you know what? We'll look like geniuses next week. Next week on the pod when the Broncos upset the Lions, we're gonna look like geniuses.
Exactly.
And the
I mean-
fucking Broncos are gonna be first in the AFC West because the Chiefs are also gonna lose too.
We'll get to that.
Never mind. Never mind. All right. So the Chicago Bears play the Cleveland Browns on Sunday.
Yeah, we're getting to the.
Are we really gonna go against Joe Flacco? Like, I'm sorry, but
Are you really gonna go against Joe Flacco?
Are we really gonna go against Joe Flacco? No, I'm not. Let's give me Joe Elite Iron Crotch Flacco. Iron Crotch Flacco.
You know, yeah, I was thinking of going with the Bears just because they've kind of looked a little bit better. But I mean, how can I pick against such an elite quarterback?
Such a
in Joe
glorious
Flacco?
Iron Crotch.
Like
Flacco.
that's like you can't just can't pick against that.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So this next game, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers. Is it safe to say that anytime the Panthers play a team, we can go for the team against playing them?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Atlanta Falcons easily.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. Kind of an interesting game. I would say both the same record, both kind of mid.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game.
Okay. Well, I'm going with the Packers. I think.
All right.
Give me the love machine, Jordan Love. In this game.
Let's flip a coin then.
Yeah.
So, it's already flipping. We'll reflip it. We'll go since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are away. We'll go Tampa Bay Buccaneers as tails and Green Bay Packers as heads. And it is tails. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Fair enough. I'll just look like a genius when the Packers win here.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, it's not like they're favored to win here or anything.
All right. This next matchup, the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. CJ Stroud should be playing this game. But I'm actually, and I haven't looked at your thing yet. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. Give me Will Levis, baby. Give me that Mayo-filled man in this one.
Yeah, I feel like I got to be kind of like precautionary with this one because we don't know what the status of CJ Stroud is for this game. And honestly, just because of that, give me the Titans.
Really? You're going Titans as well?
I'll go Titans.
Okay. Well, I'm saying even if CJ Stroud wins, I think the Titans will win. I'm sorry, even if CJ Stroud plays, I think the Titans will win. But
Yeah.
that's fair to say that the.
I'll lock the Titans, though. I feel like.
All right.
Because also, the skill position players for the Texans not looking too hot recently.
All right.
So, yeah, give me the Titans.
All right. This next game, the Black Friday football rematch. The New York Jets play the Miami Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins again.
I-
For anybody that missed that Black Friday game, here you go. You can, you can tune in again, watch these two teams go at it.
These two absolute
Yep.
tanks go at it. This next game, we got Tommy Cutlets versus the New Orleans Saints. And I see a lot of people picking the Saints. I'm actually going to go with the New York Football Giants.
You're fucking damn right. We're going with the Giants, baby.
Let's fucking go.
We're riding with fucking Tommy Cutlets, this fucking guy.
Hey, Tommy's family. You see this? We're picking the Giants, okay? We're picking
Yeah.
the Giants, so
We're
no
not
reason to come
we're
at
not even
us.
Italian, dude.
No,
we're just
no,
a
no,
we're
no.
a big fan of your work, honestly.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick this game for us real
Yeah.
quick. All right. Just in case you guys missed it, the Chiefs are beating the New England Patriots. Maybe the Chiefs can finally get back in the win column, right?
God, it'd be so fucking funny.
That'd be so funny if the Patriots
so
beat
funny
the
if they
Chiefs
won.
and then the Broncos won.
No,
I'm gonna be really, really interested in this game. Actually,
I'm not.
I
But
I
mean,
want to see the Patriots win. That would be fucking amazing. All right, the Washington Commanders play the LA Rams. LA?
Yeah, no, this is easy Rams. Yeah. Yeah.
I think LA looks really good this year, and their record doesn't really show that.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting there, though.
It's getting there.
They're starting to win games and look good.
The San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. You have the hottest team in the entire league versus one of the worst teams in the league.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
don't speak bad on my Cardinals. Give me the Niners.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right. The Dallas Cowboys going up against the Buffalo Bills. Honestly, this could be a big statement game for the Buffalo Bills. This could be a big trap game for the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Bills ride high after that win last week and they get to 8-6. I think they defeat the Dallas Cowboys.
So going with the Bills?
I'm going with the Bills.
Wow. I'm gonna go. I like the pick, honestly, but I'm gonna play it safe and go with the Cowboys.
Okay.
Just because I mean you saw how dominant they looked against the Eagles, and I think Dak's gonna, here we go, himself into another win here. So
Okay. I respect it. So we'll go same thing again. Tails is away. Home is
Yeah.
Heads. It's tails again.
all right,
So Dallas. Oh wait,
You
that's Dallas. Okay.
lock in the Cowboys.
So you got lucky, buddy.
Yeah, but I mean, really looking forward to that game though.
All right, this next game, Jaguars fall to 8-6. Ravens get a dub and go to 11-3. Keep their first place atop the AFC.
I mean, you're just saying this as the game already happened.
I mean, I just know. I gotta go with my boys. I gotta go with the Baltimore Ravens. I gotta go with them.
I mean,
can't go against the Ravens.
yeah, fair enough.
I don't.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
don't
also
even want to
going-
hear you say the Jaguars.
No, I'm also going with the Ravens.
Okay, good.
But I feel like this game could low key be kind of
It
competitive.
could be competitive. Is that Sunday night's game?
It is a Sunday night game.
Okay, I need to see if I'm working because I am not working with that night. All right, the Eagles. Actually, I'm off that night. Let's fucking go.
There you go.
Let's fucking go. Could you imagine Tommy Cutlets on the fucking Ravens, man? Could you fucking imagine?
No, I can't imagine.
Do you think the Giants would accept a trade for Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen and Marlon Humphreys for Tommy DeVito? Do you think they would accept that?
No, I mean Tommy Cuts. I mean he's untouchable.
Okay.
He's untouchable.
That's what I
man.
thought.
He's
But
too good.
a man can dream, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, this next game, Monday night, the Eagle. I feel like the Seahawks have had 1,000 primetime games this year. It's actually really weird.
Yeah.
They've played in primetime like every week, I feel like. But the Eagles play the Seahawks. I'm predicting the Seahawks bounce back. I do want to pick this. I want the Seahawks to win, but I could just see this as like a Pete Carroll hot seat moment for him. And I think the Eagles might win.
So you're going with the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, despite the Eagles, short bringings this year, I mean they're still 10-3.
Still
But-
a good fucking team.
Yeah. And I was kind of thinking about going with the Seahawks, but yeah, no, give me the Eagles as well.
All right, I respect that.
So, yeah.
All right, guys, those are our picks. What do you guys think? Who do you guys have between the Eagles and Seahawks? Who do you think will win? I'd say we kind of played it mostly safe. We have a big statement pick with the Broncos over the Lions, but you know what? Who fucking cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly a pretty decent slate, I'd say.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Not that 1 week where it was like
really bad.
horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what your guys' weekly awards were. Let us know, who you guys are picking this week for the prime time games and for all these games for this week.
Yes, sir.
We're curious to know what your guys' opinions are. And yeah, let us know.
So let's move on to basketball.
Yeah.
And as we move on to basketball, I want to show you a oh, what? The Jazz lost by 50 points to the Mavericks the other night.
Yeah.
And this is what head coach Will Hardy had to say to the press. Just being straight up honest, just honestly respect it. Where the fuck is my mouse?
I did see the quote for this, by the way. I haven't seen the clip though of him actually saying it.
Oh,
so.
you have to see the clip. The way he says it is beautiful, and it sums up the Jazz perfectly. I don't know if it's gonna fucking restart, but all right,
You gotta unmute it.
all right. This is why we need a producer.
That was an absolutely horrendous performance from start to finish. That was a masterpiece of dog shit. That was a.
I fucking love the blatant honesty, the dryness of how he said that, calling his own team just absolutely dog shit.
I don't know why that reminds me of like The Rock being like, it's the biggest
Dog
piece
shit.
of dog shit.
Yeah.
So
This is the biggest piece of dog shit that I've ever seen.
yeah.
No, very, very similar vibes for sure. And I don't really know much about Will Hardy, but I know now that I like him. Seems like a cool guy.
I know that he's younger than LeBron. So
Is he actually?
yeah.
Well, anyone could be younger than my glorious king.
Yeah, lay Pookie Bear.
Oops. This is what I think of whenever I think of Draymond Green.
That was a masterpiece of dog shit.
But anyways, yeah. So speaking of Draymond Green, let's talk about what the fuck happened last night.
Yeah.
When is the NBA? And you know, I've been a Warriors fan ever since I've gotten into basketball.
Yeah.
And recently I haven't really cared as much about the Warriors at all. I'm more of an NBA fan in general. More of I guess I would say a Suns fan. But I'm really not liking the Warriors right now.
Is it the Warriors or is it just Draymond?
I guess it's just Draymond. But what the fuck is happening? And is the NBA gonna make a statement? Suspension of this? I mean, suspend the guy for. He's just gonna keep doing.
I mean, he already got
doesn't
suspended earlier this
he
year
already
for
got
the whole
suspended.
Rudy Gobert thing.
He obviously doesn't care.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, like I said, when the whole Rudy Gobert thing happened, I'm just kind of over it. As an NBA fan,
I mean, I think it's entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
I guess it's just like,
But it's to a point where it's just like
how is that helping your team win?
Yusuf Nurkic has not done anything, and he just got absolutely decked in the face. I'm not even gonna pull up the video. I'm sure you've seen it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Today a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna pull it up, but I mean, I made a joke before we started this podcast. Every single time we do a podcast, Draymond Green has to fucking almost kill a man the night before so we can talk about it. Thank you. At least for giving us something to talk about. Really.
Turns into a WWE superstar out there.
Yeah.
Did you see the quote that Yusuf Nurkic said in the post game?
Didn't he say my brother needs?
He was like, "That brother needs help."
Yeah. That brother needs help.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yeah. I mean. It's just, just imagine like playing defense on somebody and you start kind of grabbing them a little bit, playing physical, and then they just swing around and helicopter punch you in the face. Like, I feel like
what
it's
made
getting
him
to a
even-
point where Draymond's like just ass now, so he's just
it's
doing
like-
shit like this
yeah, it's
to
just
get back in the.
Mr. Triple Single,
Yeah, he's being Mr. Triple Single every day, so he's just doing this to get back into the NBA media.
Yeah.
Did the Suns win that game?
They did win. They did go on to
Okay,
win.
good.
So, yeah, it was a good win for the Suns. Their big three, all active tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. So it'll be the first time you see Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal share the court in a regular season game. So it's interesting to see how that'll go down. Yeah, what other else? Oh, the Los Angeles Lakers won the
In-season
the
tournament.
inaugural NBA in-season tournament.
Another Lay Mickey type tournament, Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse tournament type
Yeah,
thing.
another-
The Lakers are good at winning those.
Yeah, now when you hear LeBron and Jordan comparisons, How many in-season tournaments does Jordan
All right.
get?
All right. All right.
But
I mean, you saw the solo episode last week. I did predict. I said the Pacers and Lakers will play each other, and the Lakers will win. And
you cooked?
I guess I did get a copy somehow of the NBA script. So
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that crazy, but
Yeah, he was just reading off the
I
script.
was just reading off the script that the NBA sent me. They were like, "Hey, you should say this in the podcast so that people start knowing it and get hyped for it." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I mean, does that mean anything? I'm gonna ask you because you're more of an NBA fan than I am. What does that mean?
Like just the Lakers winning. Like, what is that
Yeah.
like? I mean, I don't know. Like, I like the idea of having like an in-season tournament because it kind of reminds me of like college basketball, where you have like you'll have like tournaments like the Maui Gym tournament and like the Battle for Atlantis tournament and like all these kind
Even high school basketball has that shit too.
yeah, I kind of like that aspect of it. And I think the more that it continues, I think the more players will care about it. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, and that's kind of what the NBA is hoping for as well. It's just kind of, they're kind of, you're going to see teams in the future look back on the teams that won it and kind of say, hey, this is a prestigious award. It's something that we should care about. Because it gives the players something to play for other than, the NBA championship. And,
Which is way the fucking April and May.
Yeah,
or
it's all
June.
the way in the summer. So, I think it's an overall plus for the league. I don't think there's any negatives to it.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to seeing future in-season tournaments as well.
Well, it was cool to see, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything else on the NBA? Because I actually do have something I want to talk about for baseball.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
We'll probably. I think we're thinking about the same thing. But no, I think that's really it. Also, I like the idea of the in-season tournament because you have the semifinals and the championship game for the in-season tournament. They're both on a neutral site, both in Las Vegas. I like that. I think the NBA should have more like neutral site games like that. I think it's cool. But yeah, that's really
A
all I
neutral
have.
site finals would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the point of like in all sports of switching back and forth. There should be one stadium in a city like Las Vegas or like a heavily populated city like that,
Do like the Super Bowl where you kind of
Yes.
rotate it every year.
or do something like that.
That'd
yeah,
be cool.
that would be sick. That way the players don't have to be fucking traveling back and forth, and they don't have to win a championship at another team's stadium. That's so stupid. Like,
Yeah.
the Rangers winning at the Diamondback Stadium. Like, wouldn't you'd rather win it? And I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's so awkward, and
Yeah.
it's like it kind of dampens it a little bit for the team that won.
Yeah, no, it kind of. Yeah, no, it kind of. I know what you're trying to say.
It
I
just
get
makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all really I have on basketball. So, actually, well, for college basketball, U of A ranked number 1 in the country. So, bear the fuck down.
Yeah.
But- That's all I gotta say.
Let's move on to baseball. Now, I'm just start off by saying this. I'm not a baseball fan. And I wanted to be after the World Series and watching that and everything.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, you know what? I was interested in starting to learn about baseball more and watch it. Now, I don't really want to because baseball seems broken. And I want to get your thoughts on that. But from what I can see, not only do you see Shohei Ohtani go to the Dodgers, but from what I've heard, baseball, it doesn't really have a salary cap. So teams like LA, like the Dodgers, can spend as much fucking money as they want to get players like this, and it doesn't matter. And on top of that, they restructured his contract so he makes $2 million a year for this next 10 years, and then he makes the $680 million after that.
Yeah, when he's like 40.
So that they can have more space to sign more fucking players.
Yeah.
That seems broken to me.
It is. I'll be honest with
And
you.
that ruins the sport.
Yeah.
Now, a player's a player. Shohei Ohtani could just get injured the rest of the year, and it doesn't even matter. But I'm just saying, from right now, from my point of view, it doesn't even seem fair.
Yeah, I mean, Shohei Ohtani, first of all, that contract, fucking insane. $700 million.
Dude,
is a
I'm just trying
ton
to
of
buy a
money.
house, man.
Yeah,
Like-
Jesus Christ.
Someone's getting paid that much money to play baseball is insane.
Yeah.
Professional sports are crazy.
Yeah, I remember seeing like when they announced how much money he was making, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, because I knew it was going to be close to like the $500 million mark. I didn't think it'd be that close to
It's insane.
$1 billion.
It's insane.
Like, yeah, that's just insane. And yeah, no, baseball is kind of broken when it comes to like how much you can kind of get away with like deferring money and all that stuff. And yeah, there really is no like salary cap. And
Like, could you do something like this in basketball or football?
probably not.
There's no way.
Like you don't really see that happening.
That would be like LeBron joining like the Celtics and signing a ridiculous contract and then being like, all right, I'm gonna make that money in 10 years so that we can just sign more players.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, good on Shohei Ohtani if you've been doing that. Because like, I mean,
He's probably making so much money from brand deals and
yeah,
endorsements anyways,
yeah.
don't fucking matter.
So yeah, to do that is a very selfless move by him. And it sucks to see him in a Dodger uniform because like the Dodgers have all these likable players and they're all like on
the
like
disgusting
the most
uniform.
hated team in baseball. Fuck the Dodgers. But yeah,
It's okay. Diamondbacks will still 3-0 then.
I mean, not even the Diamondbacks. I already know what's gonna happen. I as someone who watches baseball, I can easily see the Dodgers winning like 120 games, then losing to a team that wins like 83 games in the NLDS. That's basically the script for the MLB every year, and I fucking love it. Literally, one of my favorite days of the year is when the Dodgers get eliminated from the playoffs because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Just this last year, it happened to be my favorite team to do it. So, yeah, it's great. It was great to see that. But then, yeah, no, the whole money thing. I mean, any team can spend like as much money as they want. I mean, it's just there's a lot of teams out there that most teams don't make as much money as the Dodgers do, and that's kind of what
Is broken about it.
yeah, is that, like you see these big markets like the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets that and the Padres and like all those teams, like, the bigger teams and the teams that have like, the most attendance and all that stuff, they're the teams that always spend the most money. And that's kind of just
Stupid.
yeah, it's weird to see. There's been talks of like, like the MLB should put in a salary cap. And honestly, I think they should also put in like a salary floor as well. And I say that because, I mean, if Shohei Ohtani was getting paid $70 million a year, just him by himself would be making more than about 1/3 of entire MLB teams' payrolls, which shows you how cheap a lot of the owners in the MLB are and how unwilling to spend money they are. And I think it's a big problem in baseball is that a lot of teams also don't like to spend money. And it's like, you're a billionaire owner,
Yeah.
and you're not investing any of that money into a baseball team.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I'm looking at you, Oakland A's, or I guess Las Vegas A's. You'll be in a couple of years, but yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, no, that's
It's kind of stupid, I feel like.
yeah, no, it is because yeah, that's just kind of how it's always been in baseball. Is teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees always have super high payrolls. And they basically it's what seems like they have like infinite money, and they just go out and spend it on every big player. So yeah, as a baseball fan, I'm used to seeing this happen. I was just hoping Shohei Ohtani would not go to the Dodgers, but here we are in reality. Shohei Ohtani's a Dodger, and
Imagine if he went to the Diamondbacks, bro.
a man can dream. But yeah, the Diamondbacks have made some pretty good signings though. They also brought in pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez, who was really good,
That.
really good in the Tigers last year. Looking forward to see him pitch for the Diamondbacks, and yeah, that's really all there is for baseball though.
Yeah, so I mean, if one thing we're gonna take away from this is the Diamondbacks will still 3-0 the Dodgers, any chance they get. Well, we're on about 2 hours now.
Yeah.
This is actually a really good episode. Good, good week of sports, I'd say. A lot to talk about with the Ohtani signing and
Yeah.
Draymond Green trying to kill a man again, and
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
NCAA
news,
tournament,
a lot of
and-
news across all sports.
Mhm.
Which is what we love to see. But yeah,
7th episode in the books.
yeah,
It's crazy. We're going on 2 months now of doing this.
yeah. Lucky number 7, huh?
Yeah. And it's been fun. So thank you guys for supporting. Make sure to follow us on Spotify if you're listening. Leave a like, leave a 5-star review on Spotify. Save us on your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and like if you did like this video, and share it with your friends for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next week. Yeah. You got
Yeah.
anything else?
Yeah, no, like he said, if you like the podcast, share it with your friends, share it with your family, let them know how great of a podcast this is,
And
if,
how
if-
much we like Tommy DeVito.
yeah, and if you don't like the podcast, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
That's all I got.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.